Salutations, everybody. Alright, so I'm here on Shinobi Strikers, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna put together a quick list of the top 10 jutsus in the game, and that's including all of them. Now, to be fair, I don't own all of them, but I know what I'm talking about. Just trust me on this, okay? All that being said, let's rock, baby! Coming in at number 10, I'm definitely putting Kurma Twin Impact in, just because while it has a good amount of AoE and it takes away substitutions, I would say that the AoE isn't big enough to where it's like, god damn, that's really effective. It's semi-effective, but it's not as good as it could be. Number 8 is actually a shared spot because I want to put Sand Shield and Ninja Art and Nidojizo as the same jutsu, and honestly they pretty much are the same. The only difference is that Nidojizo does damage, but I would say that they're both really solid jutsus just as far as controlling a point goes, as far as mitigating damage goes. So at number 8 we have both of those jutsus because, like I said, they're the same thing, so don't question me on that. At number 7 I'm putting the Thunderclap arrow. Because hear me out on this. A, it's a traveling AoE. So if it hits anything on the travel, it hits. On top of that, once the AoE goes down, anyone who steps in that like a dumbass, and trust me, people step in that all the time. I mean all the time. Anyone who steps in that, their substitution's gone. Their substitution's gone, and they're about to eat like a quarter of their health in one jutsu. So, at number 7, Thunderclap arrow. At number 6 is Firestyle Majestic Destroyer Flame. Now, I know some people might put it higher, some people might have actually put it lower, but realistically, this jutsu is really slow. It has such a long windup that like anyone who sees you using it, if they still get hit by it, you're bullying them at that point, because like you saw somebody who was disabled and you said, "Hey, free kill." So yeah, number 6, Destroyer Flame. Alright, so as far as damage goes, this is definitely worse than Destroyer Flame, but at number 5 we have Wind Breach. Now, honestly, Wind Breach and Water Dragon Jutsu, again, I'm going to put two jutsus in the same place because they ultimately do the same thing. I think Water Dragon Jutsu has a little bit better tracking, but Wind Breach looks cooler, and on top of it looking cooler, it's a lot faster to get to the target, so it doesn't need the tracking. But yeah, at number 5, that's another shared slot just because, you know, the two jutsus are so similar that there's no reason for me to put them in separate spots. Number 4, I'm Truth Seeker Orb. I mean, I don't feel like I have to explain this, but like just in case you don't know what Truth Seeker Orb does, this is the jutsu that makes everyone play with your balls against their will. Like, they don't have a choice. They see you floating around, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna hit them, and then you're like, you know what, that's a bad idea. You pop out, you shoot a bunch of balls at their face, and then all of a sudden they can't substitute, they can't do and everybody on your team just starts jumping them viciously, vicious jumping. Number 3 is Cellular Extraction Number 3 is Cellular Extraction Jutsu. Now, why am I putting this so high up here? I'm putting this up here because, as a whole, this jutsu is annoying as hell to deal with. This is the jutsu that makes me hate healers because, like, a healer runs new ninjutsu cooldown, and all of a sudden they're healing literally every 10 seconds or less, because not only are they running Healing Seal, but they're also running this, so it becomes damn near impossible to kill an enemy team, especially if there's 2 healers doing that. Does that make sense so far? Good. Okay, so this one's just a personal favorite, so this is me being a little personal here, but number 2 is actually the Uchiha style Halo dance. Now, hear me out. The reason this is so high up here is because A, it covers a gap. B, if you hit somebody with it, they're not subbing shit. They ain't subbing shit, at least not until it's over. And once they finally do decide to sub, they're already down half their health, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't even really matter at that point, because they're gonna sub, you throw like a shot kunai at them, and now they're dead. So, like, overall, this is probably one of the strongest jutsus in the game, in my opinion. Hey, have I mentioned this is my opinion? I feel like I keep making that same little bit joke, but who cares? No one's gonna call me out for it, right? Alright, so you remember how, like, at one point I said I don't have every jutsu? For the most part, I had every jutsu except this one, number 1, because I think it's just such BS that I would never personally use it against other people. But goddamn it, everyone who does use it, I wish poor things upon you. But number 1 is actually the Water Pillar. Now, why is the Water Pillar so high up here on this list? Well, The water pillar is damn near impenetrable. Like, if you decide to break the water pillar, you have to dedicate so many resources, so much time to breaking it. Like, all the time you spend breaking that, other people are still gonna come hit you. The person inside is still gonna do some whack ass shit once it runs out. It holds down points for so long, and the person inside can still do normal actions. Like, the thing about Nidojizo and the Sand Wall is that they're very limited in what they can do. But when you're inside the water pillar, no one gives a. They don't give a. They don't give a. They do whatever they want, and then all of a sudden, you're at a disadvantage because there's 4 healers running water pillar, and no one can get close to them. No one can get close to them, but they're still doing all their normal healer damage stuff. But hey, maybe you agree with this list, maybe you don't. By all means, feel free to tell me how you feel. Do you feel like I rated some stuff too high? Do you feel like some things are rated too low? If you're new here, why not consider subscribing? I would certainly appreciate it. All that being said, cut!